Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and to some more fussy eater meal ideas. You guys seem to love the last few videos that I've made like this, so I'm back again with 6 more fussy eater dinner ideas, and they're all healthy, they're easy to make, the whole family can enjoy them, and they've got past my very own fussy eater. So hopefully you enjoy this video. I will of course link all of the recipes in the description down below, as well as a few videos that I've made in the past about fussy eater meals. So if you like this content, definitely go and check out the previous videos that I made as well, and consider subscribing for more like this. And with all that said, let's get into the recipes. So the first recipe that I wanted to share with you is easy avocado pasta. This is so simple to make and it's also really delicious. Like the whole family could eat this. And avocado is such a good food to get your kids to eat because it's full of minerals like calcium, potassium, iron, lots of good fat as well. And although it is green, it has quite an inoffensive flavor to it, and it's also really creamy for a pasta sauce. So super simple. All you have to do is put an avocado into a blender with some basil, and I've squeezed the juice of half a lemon, done a glug of olive oil. You can also add some garlic if you want to at this stage, but I didn't. And I also add a little bit of water. You can actually use some of the water from the pasta if you like, and then also season with salt and pepper. And then that's literally it. Just blend it up. You don't have to cook the sauce or anything. Just blend it up and then mix that through with some spaghetti that you've made. And it's that simple. It's a delicious dinner. It's like it has a nice flavor, but it's not going to like scare a fussy eater away. And yeah, just dinner in 10 minutes. And next up is hidden veg turkey burgers. This recipe is quite similar to the hidden veg sausage rolls that I included in my last fussy eater video. If your child liked them, definitely try these. They're such a good one, even for babies that are baby-led weaning. They can kind of hold these little tiny burgers, and I'll link the full recipe in the description down below. But for this, you'll need 1 egg, a couple of spring onions that have been finely chopped, about a tablespoon of soy sauce, and then some Dijon mustard ideally. I only had Coleman's, so I've just added a little bit of that in for a bit more flavor. And I'm just mixing all of that up in a bowl, as you can see here. And then I'm going to add in the turkey mince, about 500 grams. And then I'm just going to give it a good mix with my fingers. And the good thing about this recipe is you can make it up and you can actually freeze some of it if you want to. You don't have to obviously eat it all in one go. Now I've added in half a grated carrot and half a grated courgette. So obviously that's the hidden veg. But because it's in like a burger, you don't really notice it. And especially if you put these in a burger bun, like your child wouldn't even see it or taste it with a bit of ketchup. And then I've also added in about 3 tablespoons of flour just to help like take some of the moisture out of the little burgers. And then once you have your mix like this, you just want to roll it up into little patties. Obviously, you could make them bigger if you had bigger children, or you could make them smaller if you had very little ones at home. But I kind of make them like half-sized burgers. And as I said, I can either put it into like a brioche bun for the big boys, or as babies, they would just sit and like munch on this. And then you can just fry them in the frying pan for a few minutes on each side, or until they're all the way cooked through. And as I said, you can put these in the fridge to save them, or you can freeze them even when they're raw and then just get them out as and when you need them. And they're super simple. Obviously don't burn them like I am here. I'm still learning how to cook on my gas stove and struggling. But then I'll just serve this like with a bit of vegetables on the side, and yeah, maybe some sauce for dipping. So next up, I wanted to show you a healthy homemade tomato soup that has loads of veggies in it. Now I feel like this one will be controversial. Some fussy eaters won't touch it. Some will really like it. I feel like my children have always treated soup as though it's a dip or something for their bread. But even when they're dipping their bread in soup, I feel like at least some of the veggies are actually going into them. So I wanted to share it with you anyway. So first off, just put some olive oil into a pot like this, and then then add 1 chopped onion and just let it soften a little bit while you chop up 1 carrot and then add that in as well. Then you'll also want to chop up a whole red pepper just into like little bits like that, and then chuck that into the pot as well, and then add in a little bit of garlic, probably a garlic clove, but I'm using garlic paste. And then you can also put in a little bit of flour, and then give that a bit of a mix, and then add in a tablespoon of tomato puree, a little bit of mixed herbs, and then this was 450 ml of vegetable stock, but I actually ended up adding a liter of vegetable stock and the other half of the lemon that I used earlier, and then a can of chopped tomatoes. And that is pretty much it. You just want to like give it all a stir and let that simmer for about 20 to 25 minutes until it's all soft, and then all that's left to do is blend it up. And then I also wanted to show you something cute that you can do on the side is you can make little star-shaped bits of toast, or you can actually put these in the oven and make croutons if you want to. You can put them in for 10 minutes. And what I do is do the stars for the kids, and then me and Matt can have like the offcuts of their bread. Next up, I wanted to show you the most delicious creamy pasta that the whole family will love. I'll link the full recipe down below. I actually found this one on TikTok, but it's so simple I had to share it with you guys. So first off, you just want to roughly chop up 1 red pepper and about 3 to 4 vine tomatoes before putting them into a frying pan with a little bit of olive oil, and then you just want to kind of give them a mix around, and then you can add in some paprika, and then also you want to add some Italian herbs, yes, and then also a little bit of garlic. You can chop up some garlic cloves, so I'm just adding my garlic paste again. Then just let that cook and soften for about 5 to 10 minutes. And I know that's a lot of veggies, and you're probably thinking, how's my child going to eat that? But don't worry, because we're going to blend it up. So you can just use a blender, or I'm using my NutriBullet. So I'm just going to put that vegetable mix into there, add a tablespoon of tomato puree, and then half a cup of boiling water, or it's actually better if you can take this from the pasta that is cooking. Then also some fresh basil or basil, however you say it, and about 3 heaped tablespoons of cream cheese. You can use full fat for kids, or if you're trying to be good, you can use like a lighter option. And that's literally it. That's going to make it so creamy, and then you can blend it all up and then serve it with your pasta. And this is also a great one if you have leftover chicken. You can include that, or you can have it as a vegetarian option like this, or you can cook chicken to then add into the sauce after. But it's very creamy, but also, as you can see here, you can't see any of the veggies, and yeah, it's just really, really delicious. Next up, I wanted to show you a very simple risotto. People think that this can be quite fancy or difficult, but it's actually so easy. And Jackson really likes things like rice or couscous or risotto. So I thought I would show you a simple veggie one, but obviously you could add in chicken, you could add chorizo or prawns or mushrooms, whatever you have really. So first off, I've just measured out 250 grams of risotto rice, and then I've chopped up 1 onion, and I'm going to put that into a frying pan with some olive oil to let that soften for a minute. Then I'm also going to grate 1 whole courgette and chop up some cherry tomatoes as well. And then I'm going to add all of the risotto rice in with the onions, and also put in a tablespoon of butter, and then mix that all up for a minute or so. You basically want to mix this until the risotto grains start to go a little bit translucent in the center. Then you want to start adding in some vegetable stock, and I made up about a liter of vegetable stock, but I added in stages. So just add a little bit, mix it up, and then let it absorb, add a little bit, keep mixing it up until the rice or risotto is cooked through. After about 10 to 15 minutes of doing this, you can add in your grated courgette and give that a good mix. But again, if the rice or risotto still isn't cooked, keep adding in a little bit more like boiling water or stock if you have it. Then you can add in your cherry tomatoes, Give that a good mix, and you can season with salt and pepper. Obviously, you can be tasting it throughout. It does take a little bit longer than obviously rice or something, but it's really, really delicious. And then the last thing I do is add on some Parmesan cheese, and you can also add this on to serve as well. And again, the whole family can eat this. You can add in meat if you want to. And yeah, it's a really nice one. And the last thing that I wanted to share with you is a really good overall fussy eater tip, and that is how to bread things. Sometimes fussy eaters just want to see something beige on their plate, and you can get 3 bowls and have flour in one, beaten eggs in one, and then breadcrumbs in another, and then you can put your ingredients into that and make anything breaded. Like this is how I make the kids homemade chicken goujons. This is how I make their fish cakes. You can do this to salmon. You can literally do it to anything. So today I've actually used the risotto, just put it into bowls, dipped it into the flour, dipped it into the beaten egg, and then dipped it into the breadcrumbs, and I'm going to stick it in the oven, and you have homemade rice balls. But this is a great technique for all children and works really well if you are baby-led weaning as well. Right, so that is it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Let me know which one was your favorite in the comments below, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.